but they're injured enough because of the stim. And let's see what I can do. I've got a couple Marines spawning down here, and I am trying to get a starport to try to get a couple of Vikings, see if I can counter those Void Rays somehow. So these Marine Marauder little ball here comes forward and is going to encounter this Stalker army, of which he automatically decides to retreat. So here's an open gateway. Try to snipe out. Let's see what's going to happen. Void Rays coming from the top. Void Rays are gonna take out a lot of my ground units. That gateway goes down, but that was not worth the loss. He does lose a whole bunch of Stalkers, only to have them reinforced right away. He does not lose a single Void Ray, and I lost my entire Terran ball, if you could call it that. But I do have a couple Marines down here. Will these couple of Marines be enough to hold another counterattack if he decides to go forward? I did lose that command center earlier, so I am making another one down here, and I am planning to fly it back down. What I want to do is get a couple more missile turrets here so that that little command center snipe doesn't happen again. Of course, here he is, Risen, coming down with his Void Rays and his Stalker combos. 4 Void Rays, 4 Stalkers. It's enough for a Terran army that is reeling. And let's see what I can do to try to manufacture some sort of defense against it. So I see him coming right away. I mismanaged that and do not cancel that turret, but at this one here I will. So that turret is cancelled, save myself a little bit of minerals, finishes off my add-on completely. So here he is with a nice, I guess you could call it Protoss contain, making sure I don't get much happening, while he decides to think about, oh, look at that, I never even noticed that. He looked at maybe trying to take out this gold high mineral while he's warping in a whole bunch of zealots. So as we saw that he's transitioned from a whole lot of Void Rays and such to gateways, he's going to transition into a zealot army. And unfortunately for me, I'm still stuck with a whole bunch of Marines. I don't really know what I was doing this game. Like, I have a lot of money and nothing's being macroed up. I do have supply depots and such, so I'm not sure what it is. I even forgot to build my orbital command here, but that's okay. We got a whole bunch of the Void Rays flying down to the south. He thought I might have flown over here, I guess, but he was wrong. And here he's expanding to the gold. So he's working on 3 bases, gonna work on 3 bases while I'm just barely getting on my second. Got a mule here doing his job all by his lonesome. I noticed the bars for the mule have turned gray here instead of white. And my refinery here gonna be the victim of a snipe here from these 4 Void Rays. And while he's doing that, he's just massing up that ground army. I mean, what more can I say? Like, he's supply blocked at the moment, but that's quite alright. I'm just pumping out just Marines and Marauders, not really super effective, I guess, against the combo he's going, but I don't have any scouting and don't notice what he's building here. He's putting a whole bunch of pylons. He's not going to be supply capped for a very long time. In fact, he's probably not supply capped. Yep, for sure he's not. And with these pylons out, he is ready to macro up a nice army here. We do have charge researched here at the Twilight Council, and of course we see he does have a fleet beacon, and he's got level 1 weapons on the way. The fleet beacon is here because he wants to bust out 2 carriers. Well, it looks like 3. There is 3 carriers on the way. So now I'm contending with just Marines and Marauders against a couple Stalkers, a lot of Zealots, carriers on the way, 3 bases, and of course Voids here on the map to prevent me from trying to expand. I do have a Viking, a Soul Viking, so there's my tier 2, I guess you could call the unit. While I am still busting out a whole bunch of Marines, a couple Marauders, on the mule. I'm just trying to macro up, but you know what? I've got tons of cash and I should be spending more. That's one of my downfalls. I know. I'm gonna get better at it, I promise. So we have the fleet beacon researching the, what is that here? Graviton catapult. That's the increased carrier interceptor thingies that they have. So he's got 2 carriers that are out. If he decides to make a push at the moment, I am pretty much done for. Look at me over here getting a little overzealous. I do take out the 4 Void Rays with a lot of stem Marines and such. And I'm thinking, alright, I may as well push out now. It's my time to shine. It's do or die. And this probably will be the decisive battle. And yes, I do take out a whole zealot as he's holding position, but the zealots come in and open my Marines like cans of tuna. No problem. Look at all the gore, that's a lot of blood. And these carriers see some limited action. A couple of the interceptors come out, and he is gonna push forward with what looks like a GG. It looks like it's gonna be over. I do have some Marines here in the cliff sniping 1 zealot. These helpless SCVs and towers are just gonna take a beat down, while I am gonna have to contend with 3 carriers with my 2 Vikings, 4 Vikings. I don't think that it's going to be much, and there's a GG. I do compliment on him his macro. He did transition to that ground army pretty well, and that is the end of that. I don't really have much to say in terms of why I lost. I know exactly what it is. Got tons of minerals, didn't save up enough. I focused on only one type of unit for much too much, just Marines and Marauders, and I figured that was probably my downfall. I should have transitioned to maybe, I don't know, Thors, or pressured more with a bit more of like the Hellions and tanks and such. But anyway, that'll be my first cast. And what hopefully is a long series of casts. I'm going to be putting these up to YouTube. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And that's it. That's TJ signing out.